Hey guys, welcome to another edition of K Cards Baseball. Thanks for joining me on this Thursday evening, wherever you might be. So tonight on the channel, we're going to do something a little bit different. Normally, I would do a vintage card auction preview, a box rip, pack rips, whatever type of video I happen to be making, collecting on a budget. But tonight, we're not going to discuss any of those things. We're going to discuss a situation that happened to me in a Target store earlier today. As you guys know, in my job, I talk about it once in a while. My job consists of visiting Target stores throughout the upper Midwest, just to make sure that their services that we provide for them, landscape or snow removal wise, are going properly and that type of thing. So, as I was visiting my contact person in the store in Aberdeen, we were in the back room, and I was looking at the irrigation system and whatnot, and we concluded our meeting, and I had a little bit more business to do in the front of the store and check things out. But I knew that Panini Prism Monopoly cards were in the game section, not the regular card section. So I happened to be back by the game section, and I thought I would check it out and see if these cards were there. I had heard about them, wanted to see what they were all about, basically. And when I went over there, lo and behold, the store had been, or the shelf had been freshly stocked with these blaster boxes of Panini Prism Monopoly cards, basketball cards. So I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool to buy a couple blasters to open on the channel. Basically, revisit my series I did earlier in the year of shorts, the search for Wemby, because Victor Wembanyama is also in this particular set, and I know it's been kind of a hot set in the hobby. So I thought I'd do a revisit of those videos that I made earlier in the year. Thought it'd be kind of cool to do on the channel. I thought I would finish my business I had to do at Target and go back and buy a couple blasters once I was completed. And right before I was ready to leave, I only had about 10 minutes of worth of stuff left to do. So I walked to the end of the aisle and I saw this, I guess you'd call him loosely, I call him a gentleman. I don't know what else to call him, but a guy, let's just say a guy, was walking towards me, and as soon as I saw him, I had a sneaky suspicion what he was up to. He was carrying a basket. He didn't have the appearance of a regular, typical shopper. I guess that's all I'll say about that. And sure enough, he turned in front of me, walked down the game aisle towards these cards, and I thought, okay, here we go. But he turned away. He went down a side aisle, which was kind of weird because I know he saw these cards. He was looking right at them. And so I stood there for about 5 seconds because I was typing on my phone, doing some stuff, doing some work stuff. And sure enough, he came back and grabbed every blaster box of these cards that was on the shelf. Probably, I would say, 24 boxes. Like I said, it was freshly stocked. So he grabbed every box that there was on the shelf. And I wasn't very happy. I went over to him and I said, hey man, before you go and check out, would it be all right? I know you're going to buy every one of these boxes. I was looking at buying a couple. Would it be all right if you just pop me a couple or slide me a couple and I'll go on my way and I'll let you have the rest of them, whatever. And he said, sure, I'll let you buy a couple, but you'll have to do it on eBay in about an hour for $50 or $40, whatever price he said. I thought, man, oh, gosh, just pissed me off, to be very honest. As you guys know on this channel, I don't swear. I don't cuss. I try to keep it not necessarily kid-friendly, but respectful, let's say that. In my real life, I'm not afraid to throw out the occasional cuss word, but I don't really want to do it on the channel. But it's kind of hard to hold back a little bit when I see this type of situation, because it's guys like these that is basically ruining the hobby for the rest of us. A guy like this that has no respect for the hobby. Basically, he has no respect for the average everyday collector. He's just out to make a buck, has no interest in the hobby, no interest in sports cards. All he's doing is trying to make 10 or 15 bucks on a blaster box. I looked on eBay afterwards, and those blaster boxes are selling on eBay for about 40 bucks, 39.99, and it was 29.99 at Target. So, a top at best, he's making 25% minus his eBay fees, so he's making $7 or $8 on a blaster box. Just, I. So, what I wanted to basically make this video about was number one, don't be that guy. I know if you guys are subscribers to my channel, you guys aren't that way. But it just really makes me angry when we have guys like this out there that are basically ruining it for the rest of us. You can go to any shelf right now on Target or Walmart or whatever, and you're going to be hard pressed to find any Upper Deck Series 2 hockey cards right now because of Connor Bedard and the Young Guns card. These guys, these flippers, these bots, whatever you want to call them, are basically snapping up these cards, these boxes, as soon as they get on the shelf, and not leaving it for the rest of us that are interested in just buying a box or two. It is really upsetting for a guy that has, like me, that has a lot of passion for the business, for the hobby, really cares about it, and I know that most of you guys do as well. I know that there's channels out there where you got guys that'll are breaking massive amounts of product, opening up massive amounts of product. One of my guys, Step in the Box, Brett, he's a guy that opens a lot of product, but also he's a guy that has a lot of passion for the hobby. He is a true hobbyist. He buys most of his boxes on a deal. If he can get a good deal from a wholesaler, he'll buy a case or two and open it on his channel and that type of thing. No problem with that. Turn around, sell the cars, do whatever. But you got a guy like this that is just out there just to make a buck, doesn't care at all about the hobby, or doesn't care at all about the average everyday collector. I mean, I'm a guy, I could have picked up probably 10 or 15 of those boxes and done the same thing he did. But, I want to make sure that the 8-year-old kid that wants to get a Victor Wembanyama card at a really good price, has a chance to do that by buying a Monopoly card, a Monopoly blaster box. And now this guy just ruined it for him. So it just drives me crazy. We've all run into it. I ran into it at another Target store where I think it was right when Series 1 came out, and this guy was standing there as the XL Brands guy was filling the shelf, and he snapped up every blaster box of Series 1 while I was standing there. And I said, hey man, can I grab a box before you take everything? And he said, sure, no problem, whatever. I wasn't very happy that he took all the other blaster boxes, but at least he was kind enough to give me one box. But this guy this morning, when he threw that out, that hey, you can buy it on eBay in an hour for 40 bucks or 50 bucks or whatever it was, that is just plain being just basically, quite frankly, being a jackass. And yeah, it was very frustrating, very really honestly upsetting. Ran in the same situation in Sioux Falls on Tuesday, as the XL Brands guy was standing there stocking the shelf. There was two people, must have been a husband and wife, digging through the boxes while he was trying to do stock. I don't know if they were looking for hockey cards or looking for the Monopoly cards or Prism or what they were looking for, but they were clearly there just trying snap up as many boxes of whatever they were looking for as possible. It's just is really frustrating because I'm like you guys. I'm just a regular old everyday baseball card collector, basically. I make a few bucks here and there. I sell vintage cards, as you guys know, not because I'm trying to make a buck, but it's because I want to take baseball cards out of people's closets that have been sitting in closets for 30, 40, 50 years in some cases, and get them in the hands of people that actually care about the cards, that really care or have a passion for them, and these cards are going to be useful. It doesn't do any good leaving a bunch of 1960s vintage cards sitting in an attic somewhere out of the public eye, where they're just basically rotting away. I want to get them out of those people's hands and into the hands of true collectors and get them back circulating within the hobby. That's pretty much what I care about when it comes to the vintage stuff. When it comes to you guys and my YouTube channel, I don't do it for the subscribers. I don't do it for. I'm not making any money at doing these videos and and uh, doing this channel. It takes a lot of time to do them. Sure, I like getting subscribers because I think it's kind of cool, but that's not the reason why I'm here. I'm here to provide information to fellow collectors out there and fellow hobbyists as best I can. I don't consider myself an expert. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at running this channel and making videos. It's not something that I'm not a great orator or speaker, but I just do it because I want to get information out there, maybe be a little bit entertaining, but also get information out there to you guys, subscribers or fellow hobbyists that might be useful to you guys someday, or help you guys become more informed when it becomes part of the hobby. An example would be earlier this week. I got an email or a comment from a guy that saw one of my short videos, Big League, and he wasn't even a subscriber to the channel. He just sent me a comment saying, "Hey, I really like the Cal Ripken card that you got, this one right here. I thought it was kind of cool. I'm a big Cal Ripken fan, and I'd really like to maybe possibly someday have that card. I think it's kind of cool." And I said, "Hey, man, just you send me an email with your contact information with your address, and I'll send you the card." I don't have any use for the card. I mean, I love Cal Ripken. I've got a lot of his memorabilia. I've got 4 unused game tickets from his 3,000th hit game in the Metrodome in Minneapolis. So I'm a big Cal Ripken fan, but if I can help out a fellow collector, a guy that has passion and a huge Cal Ripken fan, and just send him a 50-cent card and make his day, I'd rather do that than put the card in a box and leave it sit there for 20 years. That is much more important to me than the card itself. And that's what hobbyists do. That's what the brotherhood of being a hobbyist and a sports card collector is. It's not this guy at a Target taking every blaster box of a product off the shelf and just turning around and making a buck. That's not a hobbyist. That's not a guy that we want in our business, in the hobby. That's just a guy that we need to do everything we can to make his job as unpleasant as possible. I can't say that he's making any sort of living at it. Maybe, I don't know what he's doing. But I think, so it got me to thinking, basically, what can we do as hobbyists to try and take these people out of the business and try and basically ruin their day a little bit. As you guys, like I said, I looked on eBay, and those blaster boxes are selling for $40 basically on eBay, which is $10 more than the cost of a blaster box at Target. So I would ask you guys not to give in and buy those products off of eBay. If you can get it, you can go ahead on Walmart or go ahead on Target.com and buy those blaster boxes for the regular retail price of $29.99. So for the life of me, I don't know anybody would go on eBay and spend an extra $10. They're ripping you off, man. These guys are ripping you off. They're ripping off us hobbyists, taking advantage of us and our passion for the business. They're using us for their own personal gain, and it is just an absolute joke, to be honest. And also what I would do, and what I'm going to do in this particular case, is I happen to have a contact at that store, so I will send a letter to the team lead or the store leader, and basically say, hey, this is going on in the store. As you guys know, back in the pandemic, Target and Walmart, they basically limited the amount of products that you could buy, cards that you can buy. I think at the time you can only buy 2 items in a given day. I mean, obviously I know that a lot of people go buy their 2 items, go out to their car, throw their 2 boxes in the car and run, but maybe change their hat and run back in and buy another 2 items. but Target limited the amount of products that you could buy at the time, and then they upped it to 5 items, and now they took it off the limitations entirely. I think that in certain cases they need to reinstate that, because this is really unfair to us hobbyists and quite frankly, those kids out there that are just getting in the hobby that are interested, like I say, getting a Victor Wembanyama card, rookie card, and getting a Monopoly one. And now in Aberdeen, South Dakota, they can't do that for at least another week before they restock the shelves. So, anyways, I know I've kind of gone on a little bit about this, but as you can tell, it really upset me. But there is steps that we can take as hobbyists to eliminate these people from our hobby and from destroying it, basically, or potentially ruining the hobby. Like I said, don't buy their products on eBay. You can get them online, whatever. You can get them various ways for the regular retail price. Just go ahead and do that. Go to a sports card shop, your local LCS, and buy a box or a blaster box there. Usually those guys are pretty well stocked with any type of new product that's been out, and that is a much better way to go than going on eBay and spending $10 above retail. That is ridiculous. So anyways, guys, that is my rant for tonight. If you guys have any feedback about this, I would much appreciate it. If you guys have any input or have any suggestions, additional suggestions to eliminate these people from our hobby, I would be very interested in hearing what you guys have to say. I'm sorry if I rambled on here a little bit, but as you can see, it really upset me. And I know that talking to fellow hobbyists, I know it's a problem within our industry and within our hobby that we have to try to eliminate. So that is what I got for you guys tonight. I'm not even going to hit the like and toss out the usual hit the like and subscribe and the usual end of video spiel, because that's not what this video is about. But again, thanks. I appreciate all you guys very much, and for what you guys do for me and for my channel. And that is all I got. Be safe out there and happy collecting.